So I'm going to let you in on something that a lot of people in Northern Virginia and Washington, D.C. are quietly figuring out right now. There is a small town in the Shenandoah Valley that sits at the doorstep of a national park. It has some of the best outdoor access in the entire Mid-Atlantic and a median home price that's under $320,000. It's called Luray, Virginia. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why people are moving here and exactly what you need to know before you do. Jason Oliver with Envision Shenandoah Valley. We're a real estate solutions company serving buyers, sellers, investors, and relocators across the entire Shenandoah Valley, Virginia. I work in this market every single week, and Luray and Page County are two of the most interesting places I work in right now for a lot of different reasons. First-time home buyers, move-up buyers, people downsizing from Northern Virginia, investors looking at short-term rental income, retirees, remote workers. They're all showing up here, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why. Let's start with location. Luray is the county seat of Page County, Virginia. It sits in the heart of the Shenandoah Valley. It's tucked between the Blue Ridge Mountains to the east and Massanutten Mountain to the west. The Shenandoah River runs right through it. Skyline Drive, the northern entrance to Shenandoah National Park, is about 15 minutes from downtown Luray. Now, distance and commute. This is the question we hear the most from buyers coming from Northern Virginia. Luray is roughly 100 miles from the D.C. metro area. Washington, D.C. to Luray is about an hour and 45 minutes. Fairfax County to Luray is about an hour and 30 minutes. Front Royal, which is about 45 minutes north of Luray, connects you to Interstate 66 heading east. For people who commute once or twice a week, this is extremely manageable. For people who are fully remote, you're living a completely different life at a fraction of the cost. And broadband infrastructure in Page County has expanded significantly through 2026. The internet access concern that used to come up, that story is changing fast. So Luray is a smaller town. It's around 5,000 people in the town proper, with the broader Page County sitting around 23,000. The feel of Luray is genuinely authentic. This is not a manufactured small town experience. The people here have been here. The businesses here have history. The community events are real. Downtown Luray has a real walkable main street. You've got local restaurants, coffee shops, breweries, a farmer's market, and a music scene that might surprise you. And a few things worth knowing about the local economy is healthcare is anchored by Page Memorial Hospital, which is part of the Valley Health System. The education runs through Page County Public Schools, one high school, and a smaller district with stronger community involvement. Government services, agriculture, tourism, and trade around the local employer base. What Luray does not have is a Whole Foods, a major hospital network, or urban nightlife. That is the trade, and for most people who move here, it's a trade they're happy to make, because you get in return is something most places have traded away. So let's talk about what actually draws people here, because Luray is not just affordable. It's sitting on top of some of the most beautiful geography in Virginia. So right here, Luray Caverns is the largest cavern system in the eastern United States. It draws more than 500,000 visitors per year. That tourism economy is not a small thing. It directly supports local businesses, restaurants, and the entire short-term rental market. And yes, if you live here, you have a world-class attraction in your backyard that people drive hours to see. Shenandoah National Park and Skyline Drive run about 105 miles along the crest of the Blue Ridge Mountains. One of the entrances is right here, at the edge of Page County. There's 500 miles of hiking trails inside the park. Waterfalls, deer, black bear, wildflowers in the spring, views that stop people mid-sentence. And for families, this is not a weekend trip. This is where your kids grow up. And the Shenandoah River, the South Fork of the Shenandoah River runs directly through Page County. There's fly fishing, kayaking, canoeing, float trips. Multiple outfitters operate out of Luray and the surrounding areas. So if you fish or paddle, you will never run out of the river. Then there's hiking, biking, and more. Beyond the national park, Page County and the surrounding area has access to the Appalachian Trail, the Shenandoah River State Park, Massanutten Resort, which is only about 20 minutes away for skiing, snowboarding, mountain biking, and water park access. This is a true four-season outdoor lifestyle. Not just a summertime lifestyle, year-round access to things that cost money and distance to experience anywhere near a major city. Food, wine, and local culture. The Valley has a growing food and craft beverage scene. Local breweries, wineries, cideries operate throughout Page County. The Shenandoah Valley Wine Trail passes through the region, and new restaurant openings in Luray have been consistent over the last few years as the buyer demographic has definitely shifted. If you're considering buying in Luray or Page County, here's a practical breakdown of where people actually land. Downtown Luray and in-town neighborhoods. The in-town neighborhoods around Main Street and Broad Street, they give you walkability, character, and older homes with the kind of tree-canopied streets that photos really don't do it justice. This is where you'll find craftsman homes, bungalows, and renovated older properties, often under $300,000. These neighborhoods are popular with first-time homebuyers and people who want to be within, walking distance of downtown. East Luray and the River Road corridor. Heading east toward the river, you get into neighborhoods where larger lots start showing up. The Route 340 South corridor towards Stanley and Elkton offers more land, newer construction, and a more rural-type feel. While staying within 10 to 15 minutes of town, this is where move-up buyers and families tend to land. The Mountain Road corridor, Route 675 and beyond. For buyers who want elevation, views, and privacy, the roads heading up towards the Blue Ridge or west towards Massanutten, those deliver all three. This is also the primary short-term rental territory, where cabins and mountain homes with access to the park and also the river that command some of the highest nightly rates in all of the valley. Stanley, Shenandoah, and Elkton, those are the broader Page County areas. Page County is not just Luray. The towns of Stanley, Shenandoah, and Elkton offer additional inventory, often at lower price points, with the same access to the outdoor lifestyle. So for buyers who have more flexibility on exact location and want the most for their money, these communities are worth a closer look. So let's talk about the actual market numbers, because this is where Luray and Page County tell a pretty compelling story. As of May 2026, the median home price in Page County is around $320,000. To put that into context, the median in Frederick County or Winchester is over $433,000. The Northern Virginia median is well past $600,000. Page County is the most affordable entry point in the entire Shenandoah Valley. Days on market run around 24 days with a sale to list ratio of 98%. Homes are priced close to what they sell for, and they don't sit for months. Price appreciation, Page County hit 9.9% appreciation year over year. That is the highest appreciation rate in the entire Shenandoah Valley, and it's happening at a median price point of $320,000. That combination with affordability plus appreciation, it's rare. Inventory, there are approximately 177 active listings in Page County as of the time of this recording, with 33 new listings coming to market in a given month. That is a modest market, not flooded with options. When the right property hits, you need to be ready. For buyers, that means being pre-approved before you start scheduling showings. In a market moving in 24 days, working without a pre-approval is how you miss homes that you actually want. Beyond finished homes, the land market in Page County is worth talking about separately. There are about 142 active land listings in Page County right now at the time of this recording. The median price per acre is approximately $34,000. Average days on market for land is around 50 days, longer than finished homes, which gives buyers more time to evaluate. The most notable data point, a 59-acre parcel recently bid at over $1 million. That is $16,900 per acre for recreational land. That tells you something about investor confidence in this county. What's driving land demand here? A few things. People who want to build a primary home with space and mountain views, or people who want to build an STR cabin on a ridge with park access and a river 2 miles away. And remote workers who now have broadband for the first time at rural addresses in this county that were simply not viable a few years ago. If you're in the last category, buying land in Page County, before the rest of the world figures out the internet actually works here now, that window is open and it won't stay open forever. So if you're watching this as a real estate investor, or if you've ever thought about owning a short-term rental, the Page County numbers deserve your attention. Average annual Airbnb revenue in Luray is about $40,181. Average nightly rates is $295. approximately 350 active short-term rental listings in the county. Now think about that against a median home price of $320,000. You're looking at a potential gross yield that most investors in urban markets would take in a heartbeat. Now what's driving this? Approximately 500,000 plus visitors per year to Luray Caverns, Shenandoah National Park access from both the north and the south entrance, the Shenandoah River, Massanutten Resort nearby. This is not a one-trick market. This is actually a four-season tourism economy. An important note on regulations. Page County is generally favorable towards short-term rentals. There are some changes possibly coming. Transient occupancy taxes apply as they do everywhere, but there are no county-wide permit requirements blocking STR activity yet. The way that some other valley counties have implemented, that regulatory environment matters when you're comparing STR markets. So, if you want to run that specific numbers on a property that you're looking at, that's exactly the kind of conversation we have all the time. Let me be straight with you for a second. Luray, it's not for everyone, and I'd rather tell you that now than after you drive 2 hours to look at a house. Luray is a great fit if you want more space for less money, outdoor access matters to your quality of life, or you can work remotely, either fully or mostly. You value a genuine community over urban density, or you're an investor who understands the tourism demand is real, or you're ready to downsize and actually live on your equity. Luray is harder to make work if you need a large urban job market in person every single day, or you're expecting city-level dining and nightlife, or you want to be within 30 minutes of a major hospital system. Page Memorial is here, but Centera RMH is in Harrisburg, is about 40 minutes away, and UVA Medical Center is in Charlottesville. That's about an hour. That is worth knowing for families with healthcare considerations. The people who move here and thrive here will almost always tell you the same thing. They wish they'd done it sooner. If this video has you thinking about Luray, whether you're a buyer, an investor, or just exploring your options, we'd love to be the resource that helps you figure all this out. We work with people all the time, whether it's first-time home buyers who didn't think they could afford this much house, or families from Fairfax who ran the commute math and realized that their life could look completely different, or investors who saw the STR revenue data and wanted to know what the right property type actually looks like. We can help you figure that out, which neighborhoods fit your budget, what the right offer strategy looks like in this market, and whether Luray is actually the right move for you and your family. Whether a different valley community makes more sense. No pressure, no obligation, just a real conversation. You can call or text me at 540-790-7940 or use any of the links in the description below. There's also a free Shenandoah Valley buyer's guide down there. It covers everything we talked about today and a lot more. If this video helped you, thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.